So basically just shooting as quick as I could. That was 18 rounds, no issues, full magazine, plus one on the top, straight out of the box with the Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro Comp. Hey, what's going on everyone? Evan from BattleHawk Armory out here at the range today with one of the most popular handguns on the market right now. This is the SIG P365 Macro. So this is a super cool carry pistol that, like I said, has been extremely popular for a couple of really good reasons. First of all, 17 round capacity in a carry gun. Second of all, same striker fired action that everybody loves. And third of all, it has an internal slide combustion chamber up front that serves as a compensator. So while this has been one of the best-selling pistols on the market as of 2024, a new contender has just entered the arena, which is what we are here to talk to you about today. And what we have here is the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. So while this takes a very similar form factor to the super popular SIG P365X Macro, it is slightly different in that it is not an actual internal slide combustion chamber. This has a huge chunk port taken out of the front of the slide in the barrel to serve as a compensator. Now, it does ship in two different configurations. The one that we have here today includes one flush fit 15 round magazine and one extended 17 round magazine. What we are going to do today, we're going to run this pistol through its paces, give you our initial thoughts on it. We have several hundred rounds of ammunition here today to try out in this brand new pistol straight out of the box. We have 100 rounds of Ammo Inc. 115 grain total metal coating, 100 rounds of Longhorn 124 grain FMJ, 50 rounds of Ammo Inc. 147 total metal coating, and 50 rounds of some Norma Safeguard 115 grain defensive ammo. And if that's not enough, I've packed along some of my own personal reloads as well. These are downloaded for competition. And if we get through all this, we'll see how it does with some competition ammo. We're going to run it through its paces. We're going to shoot some drills. We'll shoot it for accuracy, and we'll see what we think of it. Going to try 5 rounds of this Ammo Inc. 115 grain straight out of the holster. I've already zeroed this Holosun EPS carry MRS, which is a green dot. We'll throw it in the holster, and we'll just try 5 rounds on the steel. .388, all hits with the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. Straight off the bat, I can tell you it is pretty similar as far as recoil impulse to that 365X Macro. However, these magazines, this is one of the other things I noticed right off the bat. They're super slick. They have this really high polish on them, so not that it really amounts to much, but they do insert and drop free from the pistol really well. All right, Jordan, so what are you thinking?
The compensator does a very good job of reducing the snappiness. The small overall size doesn't lend to good recoil management from the firearm itself. The smaller micro compacts, as people call them, typically have a lot more snappiness, but that like I said, that compensator does a very good job holding that muzzle down and not letting it walk up on you too much.
We just had 3 shooters run through 15 rounds with some subcompact, concealed carry style pistols, shooting what would essentially be a target just a bit larger than a headshot at probably about 12 yards, and we were hitting it pretty consistently. All right, so we are 100 rounds in. We're switching over from the 115 Ammo Inc. to the 124 grain Longhorn ammunition. This is some of our favorite ammo at BattleHawk Armory, and we'll see how the Hellcat Pro Comp does with 124 grain. All right, Jordan, why don't you come on up? I can't hog all the fun. So we've got targets here at about 5 yards with some black pasters on them. We're gonna have Jordan and Ian both shoot 5-round groups and kind of see how those groups are looking, how the accuracy is looking. All right, so this was Jordan's first group right here with the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp with the Holosun EPS. So about 3.5 inches, just kind of standing. He warmed up just a little bit and that group shrunk to about 2 3/4 inches. So you can see there are Jordan's 2 groups with the Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro Comp. We're still printing about a fist-sized group, so that's perfectly acceptable accuracy for a concealed carry gun.
Really?
Especially one that you're not familiar with.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, let's reset and let's have Ian do it. Or 124 grain Longhorn shooting for accuracy. Still some pretty good groups here on the Springfield. So top first, center to center, 1 3/4 inches for 5 shots. And Longhorn on the bottom, 1.5 inches or so. All right, so we've seen a little bit of accuracy out of both of these concealed carry pistols. We've seen a little bit of the speed shooting some steel. So we're gonna blend it all together now. We're gonna shoot some practical accuracy for speed. So this is gonna be kind of a little flavor of competitive shooting here. We've got a little bit of a mini stage kind of set up here. So the way that we'll be scoring this is time and hits on the target, and that will be rolled up into one number, which we're going to call hit factor. So points per second. We have some of our favorite competition ammo loaded up. We've got some Ammo Inc. 147 grain Total Metal Jacket. We will start on either the left or the right side here. We're going to shoot 2 to the chest of target 1, 2 to the chest of target 2. Must get a hit on the steel out there at about 12 yards. You'll transition over across the range to the other side, maintaining that muzzle straight down range. 2 to the chest, 2 to the chest, and 1 more final hit on the steel to finish it out. All right, so we've got Ian up to the plate with the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp and the 147 grain Ammo Inc. We've run through about 350 odd rounds with the brand new Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. We're going to switch over now to some Norma Safeguard 115 grain defensive ammo. So I've got a full 15 round magazine loaded up, and we'll throw it in the holster and see how it does kind of at some practical accuracy here. And I'll run that one more time. All right, so we're gonna run just a few more drills with this Norma Safeguard. Again, guys, this is full power defensive ammo here in the Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. I will say for a subcompact concealed carry oriented pistol with full power defensive ammo, this feels really good. That comp is definitely working. Right about 7 seconds for 10 rounds with some movement with full power defensive ammo in the brand new Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp. Let's walk down range and see how the holes are looking. 3 alphas and a Charlie, 3 alphas and a Charlie, 3 alphas and a Delta. I felt myself wanting to drive over to the steel a little quick on that one. And on the draw, 4 alphas. So some pretty good runs with this brand new concealed carry pistol from Springfield. All right, so wrapping things up for the day, we've got about 10 rounds of this defensive ammo left. Had some pretty good runs, saw some pretty good accuracy. We're just gonna try to shoot straight across, 2 on everything as best we can from the holster. See how it does to close the day out. All right, that is rounds complete for the day. That is the final rounds of our Norma defensive 115 grain Safeguard. And we have 2 alpha, 1 alpha, 1 Charlie, index just a hair low, 2 alpha, and last but not least, all of the alphas. So Great time out here with this brand new pistol from Springfield. Really good shooting pistol. All right, so we are just wrapping things up. Started the day out kind of talking about what has been one of the most popular concealed carry pistols with the SIG P365X Macro. And then we got to try out a really interesting new product from Springfield Armory. This is the brand new Hellcat Pro Comp. So ran about 450 rounds. We went beyond what we brought out and kind of had to dip into our personal supply. Range days are often like that with us. We never want to stop shooting. But yeah, that's always a good sign right off the bat if you want to keep shooting it. So we'll start kind of with that. And then obviously with that round count, Jordan, no oil, nothing. Pulled this pistol straight out of the box. We shot 115, 124, 147, even some of my 150 grain stuff, box of personal defense ammunition. Had no issues at all right out of the box. So that's a really good sign. But I'm going to pass this over to Jordan, and I'm going to have you kind of run us through what you thought of this brand new pistol.
So in the first part of this video, Evan called this a chunk port, which it absolutely is. It is a massive port in the barrel. And with that, you do get a fair amount of gas and just carbon, something coming out of there. So keep that in mind while shooting, but it does a fantastic job of taming that recoil on a smaller platform, which, like I said, tends to be snappy. Also, one thing I noticed is that the Hellcat's grip texture, I don't own a Hellcat, nor do I really shoot a Hellcat very often, but this grip texture is pretty nice once you sink into it, kind of get that grip going. It does grip very well, like kind of like a Talon grip, but it doesn't murder your hands like skateboard tape. Very easy to keep the dot on target with that comp, and yeah, I think this is a very solid concealed carry option.
So some things that I noticed here right off the bat when we were playing with this in the shop was that the trigger seemed heavy. Having shot about between 400 and 500 rounds, the trigger has definitely smoothed out. It definitely feels better. It's not something that we really noticed while we were shooting. However, now that we're done shooting and I'm kind of just, evaluating the handgun, I can definitely tell you that the trigger's already smoothed out some. So not always the case with a striker fired handgun, but this one has definitely smoothed out considerably from when it was brand new in the shop yesterday. So that's a good thing because, right off the bat, we weren't really in love with the trigger, but it's already gotten better and it definitely didn't hold us back. And to Jordan's point, the adaptive grip texture is really good on this pistol. It's not too aggressive that it's going to tear you or your clothes up while you're carrying it. But I did notice, even on a hot day like today, we're about 90 degrees. We're sweating out here. We're shooting a bunch. I did not have any issue hanging on to this pistol, even though it is a little bit swimmer. So the adaptive grip texture was really nice. Additionally, love to see the capacity. It's really nice that we can just load a mag up and shoot and shoot and shoot, comparative to the single stacks of yesteryear. So the stack and a half, the 15, 17 round capacity is awesome on this. Moving up from there, I was able to put this Holosun EPS carry on right out of the box. So it's nice anytime you get a pistol that's optics ready, because optics are the way of the future. If you're not already shooting them, you ought to try it out because that's kind of the direction that everything's going. It's definitely an advantage to have on there. So love that we could do that right out of the box with no additional modifications. The iron sights, they're not my personal favorite, but they are a tritium front sight that's a high contrast and then a U-notch. However, we weren't necessarily using those today with the Holosun EPS carry. Now, with that EPS carry, I think a little bit of kind of most of our hesitation is that this MRS model we've got set to the 2 MOA green dot. If it were me, I would put something with a larger dot size on there. I don't really like 2 MOA. I had a little bit of a hard time kind of finding and tracking that dot. I would have liked a bigger dot, but again, shooter's preference, may vary. So if it were me, I would have put a bigger size dot in here, and I think I would have shot this significantly better, but neither here nor there. Not a knock on the pistol itself. And then moving up front, obviously with this port here, I can't necessarily say that this was any better than the P365, but it definitely kept up with the 365. So I kind of expected with this port as large as it is to be better. The SIG isn't a true compensator or true porting of the actual barrel. I kind of expected this to be better than the 365, which I don't think it was, but it was definitely on par. So it's absolutely a soft shooting pistol for its segment. Shot really well, shot some really good drills. I think pretty much everyone did out here today with it. Saw some really good accuracy, especially when Ian was shooting it. So I would say, you know, for me personally, if you're a Springfield Armory fan, if you're looking to get a new concealed carry gun, if you're looking to upgrade a concealed carry that you already have into something a little bit more capable, whether it's more rounds, more shootable, optics cut, any of those things, this pistol definitely is checking all those boxes, I'd say.
Not really anything you would add on to it or need to add on to it. Like people add aftermarket compensators to some concealed carry options, or they have to get a optics cut or different optics plates. This is really ready to go right out of the box and a great concealed carry option, as it's very slim and a pretty compact size.
All right, so we are back in the studio, back from the range with the brand new Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp that we are giving away to one of you lucky viewers. And if you have stayed with us this long, we have a promo code for you to use so you can get more entries and increase the likelihood that you can win this exact Springfield Hellcat Pro Comp with the Holosun EPS carry on it. And Jordan, what is that code word?
That code word is flatter, like how you will be shooting when you win this Hellcat Pro Comp. F-L-A-T-T-E-R, flatter.
All right, guys, so there it is. There's your promo code. Go ahead and enter that promo code. Get signed up for the giveaway, get you some extra entries, and make sure you stay tuned for more awesome content and giveaways like this.